Good day, my dear young scientists. I know you are excited for our topic for today. In our previous lesson, we discussed about the characteristics of mixtures. Can you give the characteristics of mixture? You're right. A mixture is a combination of two or more substances physically combined. What are the two types of mixtures you have learned in our previous lesson? Correct! Homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixtures. Can you describe the composition of homogeneous mixture? Correct! In homogeneous mixture, the composition is uniform throughout the mixture. How about in heterogeneous mixture? Can you describe its composition? You're right. The composition is not uniform throughout the mixture. Now class, I will show a picture of mixture. All you have to do is to determine if the mixture is a homogeneous or heterogeneous. Are you ready? A mixture of coins with different denominations. Is it homogeneous mixture or heterogeneous mixture? You're right. It is an example of heterogeneous mixture. Salt solution. Is it homogeneous mixture or heterogeneous mixture? Very good. Salt solution is an example of homogeneous mixture. A mixture of oil and water. Is it homogeneous mixture or heterogeneous mixture? Correct! Oil and water is an example of heterogeneous mixture. A mixture of iron fillings and sulfur powder. Is it homogeneous mixture or heterogeneous mixture? Correct! It is a heterogeneous mixture. A mixture of alcohol and water. Is it homogeneous mixture or heterogeneous mixture? Very good! A mixture of alcohol and water is an example of homogeneous mixture. Now, do you think we can separate the individual components of the mixture shown from the pictures on slides? Correct! We can separate the components of different mixtures using a certain process or method based on their different properties such as boiling point, density, size of particles, solubility, and magnetism. These are the techniques in separating mixtures. Number 1. Hand picking. In this picture, how are the stones being removed from the rice? By using hand or by using a strainer? Correct! The stones are being removed from the rice by using our hand. Hand picking is also called as physical manipulation or manual separation. It is a technique used in separating the solid components of a heterogeneous mixture. The components of the mixture should be big enough to be seen and picked up by our hands. For example, coins with different denominations can be separated through hand picking. Number 2. Winnowing. In this picture, how are the rice grains separated from the rice chaff? By wind or by sunlight? Correct. The rice grains are separated from the rice chaff through the help of the wind. Winnowing is a method in which heavier components of the mixture are separated from the lighter substances with the help of wind. This method is commonly used by the farmers to separate lighter husk particles from their heavier seeds of grains. Number 3. Sieving. In this picture, how does the child separate the pebbles from sand? By using a strainer or by using a filter paper? You're right, by using a strainer. Mixtures with big and fine components can be separated by sieving using a strainer or a big screen. The strainer allows only the fine particles through it and prevents the larger ones. For example, sieving flour is done to remove the coarse particle of flour from it to obtain the fine flour. Number 4. Filtration. In this picture, how are the mixtures of coffee solid particles and water separated in brewing a coffee? By using filter paper or by using a strainer? Correct, by using a filter paper. In brewing a cup of coffee, a hot water filters through the pores of filter paper and coffee solid particles separate. Filtration is a technique in which insoluble solid is separated from a liquid. It uses a filter-like mesh cloth or a filter paper to separate solid components from a liquid. The solid particles that are left behind is called residue, while the liquid that passes through the paper or the filter paper is called filtrate. In separating sand from water, we can use filtration. Number 5. Evaporation. In this picture, how do the pupils separate salt from water? By heating or by cooling? Very good. By heating. Evaporation is a technique used in separating a soluble solid from a liquid by heating the mixture. When a salt solution is heated, water evaporates, and salt remains in the container. The remaining residue is the solute. For example, evaporation is used also by people who produce salt by evaporating seawater under the sun. Remember, class, that in evaporation, only solute is recovered, not the solvent. Number 6. Magnetic separation. In this picture, how are the substances separated in the mixture? By hand picking or by using a magnet? You're right. The mixture is separated by using a magnet. A mixture of magnetic and non-magnetic materials can be separated using a magnet. For example, when iron fillings are mixed with sulfur powder, they form a mixture. Using a magnet, the iron fillings are attracted to the magnet, leaving the sulfur powder on the dish. Mixtures of nails and sawdust can also be separated by using a magnet. Number 7. Decantation. How a mixture of oil and water can be separated based from the picture. By pouring or by filtering? You're right. The mixture of oil and water is separated by pouring the oil to the other container. Decantation is a technique used in separating less dense substance from the denser one. The mixture should be left undisturbed, and it can be done by simply pouring less dense substance to other container or by scooping using spoon or cup. For example, the fats that float in your pork sinigang could be removed by decantation or scooping. Number 8. Distillation. In this picture, how is the mixture separated? By heating or by filtering? Correct! By heating. The process of distillation is similar to evaporation. In evaporation, it intends to get the soluble solid, while in distillation, it intends to get the liquid. Distillation is a process of separating liquid from a solution. It is based on the differences of boiling point of the substances in the mixtures. In this process, mixture is heated with lowest boiling point will go to vapor and condenses to liquid. The vapor is collected as distilled water. Now that you have learned the different techniques in separating mixtures, can you enumerate them all? Number 1, hand picking. Number 2, winnowing. Number 3, sieving. Number 4, filtration. Number 5, evaporation. Number 6, magnetic separation. Number 7, decantation. And number 8, distillation. Now let us assess what you have learned in this lesson. Get a pen and a paper. I will read the questions for you. All you have to do is to analyze the questions carefully and write the letter of the correct answer. Be honest in checking your own paper. Are you ready? Number 1. How will you separate oil from water? A. Evaporation. B. Decantation. C. Filtration. D. Distillation. The correct answer is letter B. Decantation. Number 2. Which is the best way to get salt from seawater? A. Evaporation. B. Decantation. C. Filtration. D. Distillation. The correct answer is letter A. Evaporation. Number 3. To get the smaller particle size of flour for baking, leaving larger particles of flour in the sifter above the screen, what kind of separating mixture it is? A. Sieving. B. Decantation. C. Winnowing. D. Distillation. The correct answer is letter A. Sieving. Number 4. If you want to separate iron fillings from flour, what will you use? A. Filter paper. B. Strainer. C. Winnower. D. Magnet. The correct answer is letter D. Magnet. Number 5. What technique is used to separate sand and pebbles? A. Filtration. B. Evaporation. C. Sieving. D. Winnowing. The correct answer is letter C. Sieving. Number 6. It is a way of separating mixture in which used in separating less dense substance from a denser one. A. Decantation. B. Evaporation. C. Filtration. D. Winnowing. The correct answer is letter A. Decantation. Number 7. What do you call a way of separating mixture in which components are thrown in the air and let the wind blows the unwanted substance? A. Decantation. B. Distillation. C. Filtration. D. Winnowing. The correct answer is letter D. Winnowing. Number 8. What do you call a way of separating mixture used in separating a soluble solid from a liquid? A. Decantation. B. Filtration. C. Evaporation. D. Winnowing. The correct answer is letter C. Evaporation. Number 9. Which of the following cannot be separated by hand picking? A. Coins. B. Salt and water. C. Mixed nuts. D. Laundry. The correct answer is letter B. Salt and water. Number 10. Which of the following can be separated by distillation? A. Water and oil. B. Sand and rice. C. Mixed nuts. D. Water and alcohol. The correct answer is letter D. Water and alcohol. Number 11. What do you call a way of separating mixture in which insoluble solid separated from a liquid? A. Hand picking. B. Filtration. C. Sieving. D. Decantation. The correct answer is letter B. Filtration. Number 12. Which of the following processes uses a paper, cloth, or fine material to separate the solid particles from the mixtures? A. Evaporation. B. Sieving. C. Filtration. D. Magnetic separation. The correct answer is letter C. Filtration. Number 13. Which of the following can be winnowed? A. Iron fillings and sawdust. B. Mixed nuts. C. Pizza. D. Rice and hull. The correct answer is letter D. Rice and hull. Number 14. Jonathan wants to separate stones, insects, and other unwanted materials in his mixture of grains and corn. What technique of separating mixture is appropriate? A. Filtration. B. Sieving. C. Hand picking. D. Evaporation. The correct answer is letter C. Hand picking. Number 15. Which is true about the process of decantation? A. It uses a magnet to separate the components. B. It uses the hand to separate the components. C. It pours the liquid to another container and leaving the solid components. D. It uses two processes of evaporation and condensation. The correct answer is letter C. It pours the liquid to another container and leaving the solid components. Excellent! You have successfully completed this instructional video. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have learned a lot in our lesson for today. Goodbye, class. See you in our next instructional video. God bless us all.